Hey guys, welcome back to Extreme Linux Customizer. This is my latest creation that I was going to show off for you, and I'll try not to stumble over my words as I explain it. So let's start with the desktop. As you can see here, I'm an 80s kid, and so I'm featuring Kit from the television show back in the 80s, Knight Rider. So that's where I got that. I went online and searched for kit backgrounds, and found that. And I'll show you how I got the animated background on there. So this is in Plasma, KDE Plasma, 5.27, I believe. And with KDE Neon is the distribution I'm going with. So if you right click on the desktop and you bring up configure desktop and wallpaper, that'll bring you into where you can change your wallpaper. I'm assuming you know a lot of this, but then if you go up usually it's on, with wallpaper type, it's usually on image. So that would be all your images. Of course, I've downloaded several. But if you go to get new plugins and you type in animated, and if you just type in animated, it should bring it up. But it's animated image, and what you can do with that animated image wallpaper, once you install that, you can take GIFs, GIF files that are animated, and which is what I found here. And you can put it in there, just add it, down to the bottom here, I think. Doesn't show it up on mine. But usually you can just add a new wallpaper to put in there, and it'll come up there. You can change the background color. You can enable a blur. That's if you've got something that you want to be transparent but not, force a blur on it. So you can change the animation speed. You can do day and night tint to it. And the reason I put it on scale to keep proportions is I didn't want that. So I didn't want it stretched. So I just wanted it kind of in the center there. So that's that. And I was kind of going for a red and black theme that would match that. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about that in a little bit. Let's stick with the desktop. So what I have on the desktop here, what I like about Plasma desktop environment is you can have all kinds of widgets. So these are the widgets that I chose. This is Flip Clock. And I just think it presents a really beautiful weather app. So I can check today's weather, and you just hover above each of these days, and it'll give you the full forecast. And plus it's animated there, which is kind of cool. Plus it gives you the time. And then down here I've got, I put do something. I've got my to-do list widget. So I could just put different tasks that I want to do there, and then as I get them done, just click the little box and that'll say done. And then you go over to this side of the screen. I have this is actually now playing so I'm assuming that means recreated or something like that. So it's a fork of the original now playing widget that will, when you're playing audio, say you're playing a song or something, it'll put up on the screen the name of the song you're playing and the artist, and if it has any cover art, it'll put it there. And as you hover over here, it gives you the controls as well. So that's kind of nice. Now I like this part here. This is Advanced Radio Player widget. And it allows me to put different internet radio stations on there, so I can listen to them. I guess I could demonstrate real quickly here. Do Christian hits.
Out of the fire, into tomorrow. So flush the pain.
Shows the title, the artist and title of the song scrolling across there. So that's the desktop itself. Now let's go to the panels. The very top of the panel here, I have a. This is actually a global menu. So let's open up. This is my file manager, which is Dolphin. So as soon as that opens up, now you can see the theming is all the reds and the grays and blacks. It's going to tell you what app is up here, and then it's going to have all of your menus in each of the applications that you can go through. At the very top there, that's your global menu. So click out of that. Then in the center, of course I have the spacers in between, but in the center I have network usage, which tells you like your download speed and your upload speed. I don't have very fast internet, so you can see there. The very middle, this is the user switcher applet. So as I click on that, it gives me a menu to, new session, lock screen, or log out. And then I have my clock. This is actually event calendar. As I click it, it gives me a calendar plus a lot of other things. It's got a stopwatch. It has the weather for each day, and it has individually each day with a if it has any kind of event going on there. So it's kind of neat. And you have another space. There's actually another widget here that you can't see. It's called Panel Transparency, and it's one that I guess I can show you here. If you go into edit mode, it's right there. And as you click on it, it makes your panel completely transparent. So, which kind of gives it a more modern look, I think. At the very end, let's get out of edit mode. At the very end here, I have the system tray, which I have a few things set up with it. If you configure your system tray, you can choose which one of the things you have show up for that. So, for instance, I can have this. I have this one always showing up. It's my Wi-Fi and some other things here. Night control. Okay, and that's the top panel. Let's go to the bottom panel, which is one I'm kind of excited about because it looks cool. So it is not a maximized panel, so I kind of made it more of a fixed width, which is a little more like Windows 11, Windows 12. On the very end here I have my app menu, which is Nord Launcher. Okay, and each of these things you can download if you go to so you go on your desktop here and you click add widgets, and you can get new widgets, and that's where you download extra widgets from besides the ones that are already provided. Anyways, you probably knew that. So this is the app menu here, and it's kind of neat. It opens in the middle. I got my picture at the top there. It's got a search, my favorite apps, all my applications, alphabetical order there, and then you can search. Of course, it's got your power off menu and go straight to settings. And it's got my welcome greeting. It says, welcome to the KIT2000. Then I have a separate favorite menu, which is actually Better Pop-Up Launcher. So as I click on it, I have categorized my favorite applications so I can get to them quickly. Kind of nice. This one is the Overview applet. So if I click on that, that brings up which virtual desktop that you're on, or workspace, whatever you want to call it. You can actually search to, if you have tons of them. And I've labeled each of my virtual desktops according to what I do on them. I have study, surf, the internet, listen to choose music or whatever and create. Gets to that really easy there, so escape out of that. And then I have minimize all windows applet, which just basically minimizes all your open windows so you can see the desktop again. Then I have the pager, which is just a quick way to get to your virtual desktops, workspaces. This is the part I really think is cool. This is called Pannon. It's an audio visualizer. And you might have to get, I think the one I had to get was the one that says fixed, because the old Pannon wasn't working. Now let's go in there and I'll show you how I configured that so that it's got that neat effect, because it's not going to come looking like that. So basically, this is the configuration settings for Pannon. You go to visual effects, you can download new effects, and this is the one I've chosen here. I'm not going to try to say what that is exactly. I just thought it looked cool. Gives kind of that dusting off effect, and you can choose the colors and whatnots to make that look the way it does. Discard. And so I set it up with these colors so I could get the red color that matches my theme. Okay, and I put 2 of them there. So basically what you do is you flip it to go the other way. I don't know if you noticed that when you go into configure. See, I put flip so that it goes the other way, and it's kind of like a mirror. Alright, in the middle there I've got, let's see, what is this one? I think this is icon only manager. And let's just go into edit mode and I'll look. Yeah, icons only task manager. So that brings up my open windows. I can quickly click on those, and it doesn't have like the name or anything, it just puts the icon. Then once again I have the panel transparency button. I'll go ahead and close edit mode. I have a calculator because I use that quite a bit. I kind of like it in this theme. It outlines each of the things I open with that red pin line. Then I have the chat GPT Plasmoid, which is, I haven't even logged into it, but it's OpenAI. You know, you guys probably all know what that is. This is Places widget, so I can get to all my places that are on my computer. Then I have folder view, which is all, I can get to all of my folders in my home directory. The very last thing on my panel is the Plasma configuration saver, since I'm doing all these different customizations of my desktop. I can save them if I ever want to go back to one. So, and that way you can just do the, I'm not going to do it now, but if you want to load it, you can just click on the check mark and that'll bring up your customization, your configuration. Okay, so that's the desktop. Hope you like that. Let's go to the settings, or the system settings, and I will show you the theming and what all I did there. Alright, this is in Plasma system settings. You go up to appearance. Now in the new Plasma 6, it's going to have a little bit different places for these that I saw. It's basically the same, but they reordered some of the options in the system settings, so be aware of that. Okay, so my global theme, I chose Neon Nights Red. I had to download that from Get New Global Themes. And that's where I get that pinstripe red all around everything. For my application style, excuse me, I have Convantum Dark. Let me get my face out of the way so you can see it. Okay, Convantum, I hope I'm saying that right, is it's just another way of configuring the way your applications look, as far as you can see all, you can do transparency and a whole bunch of different things. So it's separate from this. It's kind of an add-on application that helps you to really make things look cool. I'm not explaining it correctly, probably, but that's what I use. So you go into Kvantum Manager, download a Kvantum theme folder from that you have to extract from KDE Store and install it. And the one I'm using is KV Dark Red, which I think comes with Kvantum. And then you just, once you choose that, you just click on use this theme, and that's what comes up. And then you just have to configure it in here, though, that that's what you're using for your application style. Okay, and then plasma style, I have chosen Neon Nights. Now that it automatically defaults to that when you do the global theme. For the colors, I have black glass, what I have chosen. Window decorations, I have Neon Nights, just right out of the box there. Icons, also Neon Nights. Pretty neat theme, actually, I think. Liking it so far. Might change it later, never know. And then I found Night Diamond, which you can see, and it's one of those that's animated. That the red on it, as you move it around, you can see it's kind of going in and all out, pulsing or whatever. These other ones don't matter near as much. Don't really. I guess this is the Neon Nights one, which is it's kind of cool. There you go. So that's my splash screen. Let's see. That's all the theming. Now if I go into workspace behavior, I think I made that go a little faster in the animation speed. Not much going on in the desktop effects that I remember that I changed. As I have zoom there, background contrast and blur. There may be a little bit of tweaking in there, I'm not sure. Okay, so I got it on strong and about to right there on the light. Desaturate unresponsive applications. I think some of these I did check because I follow another video that shows you how to customize, and they told me to do that. Trying it out. So fading pop-ups, full screen. Log in. A lot of these are ones that just automatically come with it. Morphing pop-ups, kind of as a crossfade animation. Screen edges already. Okay, then you have sliding pop-ups. And I'll give you a little bit of a animation of what it does, but anyways. I'm probably explaining too much, guys, and I apologize. I'll edit some of this out. Squash, dialog parent, window aperture, there's slide desktops. Alright, desktop grid overview, yeah. Tiling editor. So I have it set up to do a certain type of tiling in KWin, which I'll show here in a minute. Okay, so that's all of those. Let's see. Of course, I have the 4 virtual desktops, each with a name. Now, if you go into Window Management and you go into Task Switcher, I don't know why it keeps going back to this. I don't want the breeze. I kind of like the flip switch or the cover switch. I know it's kind of old school, but I like it. So basically what that does is when you Alt-Tab, it gives you this look. And I think that's kind of neat. So that's what I stick with. in the K1 scripts, the ones I've chosen for that are force blur, which I think is usually automatically chosen. No border Firefox when maximized, so it hides the title bar and the window frame when Firefox is maximized. Then I have window gaps. So basically, let's just start up a terminal, and I will tile this over here, and you can see there's a little gap between my tiles. I'll get to this. I know this looks crazy, but I'll tell you all about that later. So, I don't know. Close the wrong one. Alright, let's get back into system settings, and I'll show you the rest. Alright, what's next? Shortcuts. So there's a lot of different shortcuts that you can have on your system to make it faster. This isn't exactly, it is customizing it, but not as far as theming. So I put different applications. You can add your own application with its own shortcut. Florp is it's a Firefox web browser, but it's customized. And so what I have here, I have the meta, which is the I don't know, window button. And if you hold that down and push W, it'll bring up your web browser. And you have to put that in there like that. For GwenView, which is my photo viewing app, I have meta or window button G. For console, I've got a couple different ways I can do that one. The one that comes with is Control-Alt-T, and on a lot of tiling window managers, it's actually the meta button and return, so I kind of like that and kept it. Created is my art program and graphics program, and so I just did meta K for that one. LibreOffice is Office Suite, and so for that one, of course, makes sense, right? Meta O for Office. I can get into my system settings real quick by doing meta Control S. And then in KWin, the only really important ones in here that I need to show you is if I want to close a window, I can just hold down Control and push Q, and that will quit my window. And then the other ones are if I'm tiling a window. Of course, I can switch to my different desktops by doing Control F1, F2, F3, F4. But if I'm tiling windows, where's that? Somewhere down here. Oh, come on. You can see there's tons of sticky keys, I guess you can call them, or shortcuts that you can put in here. There it is, Quick Tile. So if I wanted to tile a window, oh no, didn't mean to do that. Okay, Quick Tile a window to the bottom. I can do meta down, or I can do meta number 2. And the reason I do that is because I've got a number pad, and it puts it in that square, and so I can do down as 2, and I can just show you real quick here. So I would just hold down my window button, and I could go down 2, 8 up, 6 to the right, 4 to the left, and then I can do the quarter ones, 1, 7, 9, or 3. And then if I want to maximize it, it's actually page up. Minimize is page down. So just makes it a quick, way to get to things, or quick way to do things. So I'm going to quit that. It does that too, doesn't it? Okay. I gotta remember that sometimes, because If I do meta Q, that actually brings up activities, which I don't use activities. I know it's a thing you can do, but I've never really gotten into it. Okay, last thing I want to show you is my terminal, which is kind of what I think is one of the cooler things that I've done on this so far. So this is through console, and as you can see, I've got my NeoFetch up here. I've customized NeoFetch to have only certain information because I didn't need all of it. And I've got a custom picture because usually NeoFetch comes with the logo for your distribution. But I customize it with a picture of myself. Not that anyways, I personalize my computer, right? Then I have, this is Figlet, which basically you can specify what greeting or words you put on the screen. So I have Darren's computer there, and I piped that through LOLCat. LOLCat means you can take whatever you have on the screen there and it colorizes it, so it's not just plain white or whatever. My shell is fish instead of bash. So it gives you a lot of the different things here. Like my theme is Sweet Dark, and then Neon Nights. I love that. So let me show you how to do this. Of course, there's the background too. Alright. In console, it's not the same in every terminal emulator. But in console, what you can do is if you right click on the terminal screen, you can get to it a couple different ways. You can edit current profile, which is the way I would do it, or you can go up to your settings menu here and configure console, whichever way. But we're just going to edit current well, now let's do the settings, because that way I can show you step by step. So you go into configure console, and it's going to give you different profiles. So you would create your new profile. I have mine all set up here, D's console, and when it comes up for the new one, it's going to give you option. You can actually choose like an icon or a picture to put there to represent it. You can name it. You can say if it's your default profile or not. And basically all this is telling you, when you go to this profile, it's going to tell your terminal how to run it. So it's the command that it runs when it opens up is fish, which is a command line prompt. Fish is just really cool because when you type in commands, it can auto-complete it to kind of help you out, makes it a little faster. And if you forget something, it's got it in its memory there. So, or you can have bash, which is the one that's normally there, and there's other ones too. And then if you're editing this profile, you can go down to appearance, and you can choose all kinds of different color schemes. Color schemes and fonts. You can actually get new ones right here, like you do in so many things with Plasma. And then you can also edit it. So like here is chosen the breeze color scheme, and if I go to edit, I can change it up any way I want. I can blur the background. I can actually make the background transparent, the wallpaper transparent. You can add a background image, which I've done. And you can do it just like on a wallpaper on the desktop. You can stretch it, crop it, scale it, whatever you want. That's how you get that. And then you just set it up to run that profile whenever you want to run it. Pretty simple. To me, anyways. I hope I'm making it simple. Okay, what else? So if the way you set this up with fish to run fish each time, like I say, when you go to that profile, you put in that command. But the way I tweaked the fish command prompt is through a program called Oh My Fish. So, and I'm not going to go through all of that, but Oh My Fish is OMF, and it's got different themes. So it gives you all these different themes here that you can choose from, and I chose the Agnoster theme. Okay. And I just type in fish, and it gives me this again. All right, let's show you how I set this up in the NeoFetch. So we're going to go into my home directory, home folder. And of course you have to choose to show hidden files. And then that will open up where you've got all of these dot folders and dot files. That way you can do your configurations. So you're going to look for .config. And the reason I'm doing .config, if you were doing bash as your terminal shell, you would simply go down to here and find bash rc, which is the text file, the command text file that tells it how to run bash. And it's got ways. I'm not going to show you all of that, but see, I've already got it set up to have all that stuff with the Figlet and NeoFetch and all that stuff. Okay, but we're going to do fish because that's the one I use. So you go into config, and you find the folder that says fish, and then you find config.fish. And it's very short. That's why I kind of like it, is because there's not a whole lot. You don't have all of these commands and things to sift through. So you just put at the end of this, type in NeoFetch. And if you want NeoFetch to start at the beginning, and like I said, I have Figlet, NeoFetch and Figlet and LOLcat. These are all programs that you have to install. They don't come naturally with your distribution. So you put Figlet in, and in quotes you put whatever you want it to say, and then you put this bar here, or pipe, and you pipe it through LOLcat, and it's going to color it for you. And then at end, save it, and that will run each time you do fish. And let's go back to .config, and I will show you how I customized the NeoFetch. So you find NeoFetch folder, and it's got one config file in there. Bring that up. NeoFetch is really easy to customize too. All of these here at the beginning are the different things, that info that it will display. The ones that are commented out with the number sign there are the ones that are not going to show. So the ones that do not have the number showing, those are the ones that are actually going to show with your NeoFetch. And then as you go down, you can actually configure each of these things of how it shows. And I don't really mess with a lot of that because I just want to take the default. But the one that I did mess with is the picture, because I wanted a customized picture. So you go down to the end here and you find the image backend, I think is the one it's called. See, it's got a lot of different things. You actually can show stuff from your music player. You can comment out which music player you use. Okay, yeah, like I say, it's all the way down here at the bottom. Image backend, there we go. So that's one you want to look for, is the one that says image backend. And what it does, it's got different These are different terminal programs that can translate or yeah, it tells the terminal how to view this image that goes on the NeoFetch. So the default is this one, and that's the one that puts the logo in like the zeros and ones or whatever. But if you want to do an actual image, you have to use some of these other ones like Jaffa or TermPix, PixTerm, TyCat. W3M, I think, is the one that's really common. I use Kitty, and Kitty is a small terminal that does that. So I have Kitty also installed on my system, but I don't use it. But it uses this back end so that it's able to put that image source on with my NeoFetch when I run my terminal. So you have to make sure that's installed too. And then you go down to the bottom of this block here of command line. And where it says image source, you have to type in the quotes, the path to your image that you want shown. So I put that in there. That's exactly how you get to it. And that's how you put that image on NeoFetch in the terminal. Okay, so that's NeoFetch. What else do I need to show you? I don't know if it has the Figlet thing on here to really show, because I think it's just kind of a real simple deal. It does, I think, have, see, there's Kitty right there. I think it does have LOL cat though, maybe, no? So maybe those are ones that you have to do. There's that Oh My Fish thing with the themes, but it's easier just to configure that in the terminal. And I think that's the same thing with LOL cat and the Figlet one. So, alright, well, I think that's about all that I can show you. Anyways, I think it's kind of a neat system right now, and all tweaked out, all pimped out, I guess you would say. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I hope you come back if I do this again to see what else I've got. So don't forget to subscribe and like and comment. If you have any comments for me, make them nice. And happy customizing. We'll see you next time. Bye.